Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and to insert extraneous material on H.R. 2262.
Without objection.
I yield myself, Mr. Speaker, such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Hardworking Americans should never be barred from voluntarily pursuing professional development or training opportunities. In fact, we should be giving workers more opportunities to get skills they need to thrive in a rapidly changing economy. Unfortunately, current federal law makes it harder for employers to provide voluntary training and upskilling opportunities. Oftentimes, that means workers must take time out of their busy schedule to look beyond the workplace for programs that...
And the House must come to order. The gentleman is recognized.
Oftentimes, that means workers must take time out of their busy lives
The gentleman is correct. The House is not in order. The House will come to order. Please take your conversations off the floor. The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, oftentimes that means workers must take time out of their busy lives to look beyond the workplace for programs they should be able to get at work. Needless to say, this makes absolutely no sense. Employers understand their employees and whether skills gaps exist in their own workforces. If a business knows how to train its employees to succeed in a role, then it should be allowed to teach those skills and invest in the employee's professional development. There simply is no need for arbitrary roadblocks that make it harder for businesses to offer voluntary trainings to their own employees. Already, Republicans are promoting upskilling and training opportunities to help strengthen the American workforce. Last summer, we passed the Working Families Tax Cuts, which expanded opportunities for young Americans to access short-term, high-quality credentialing and training opportunities. H.R. 2262 builds on that success by simply allowing employers to offer voluntary education and upskilling opportunities to non-exempt employees so workers can easily take control of their own professional development. And this doesn't just help the business grow. It provides new, tangible skills that help employees do better in their own careers and sets them up for success on their own. And let's make one thing clear. H.R. 2262 expands voluntary employer-led training opportunities. Businesses would still be required to compensate workers who receive mandatory job training. This bill simply makes it easier for ambitious employees to pursue additional professional development opportunities on their own terms, whether or not it directly is tied to their current job. If a bartender wants to take a course in restaurant management, he or she should be able to do so, and the employer would welcome that dedication. Let's look at the bigger picture. Our workforce still has millions of unfilled jobs caused in part by a widening skills gap. And as our own economy grows thanks to the pro-growth policies of Republicans and the Trump administration, many growing businesses are likely to face skills shortages of their own. That's why we need common sense legislation like the Flexibility for Workers Education Act, which makes it easier for workers to get the skills they need to succeed and for businesses to find the right person for the job. Throughout my time in Congress, and now as chairman of the Education and Workforce Committee, I've consistently fought to expand opportunities to help workers thrive and grow. That's why I'm proud to support H.R. 2262, the Flexibility for Workers Education Act, to remove obstacles and give workers more controls over their own careers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserved.